Hi guys, so I'm here today to do a Gayle thing. It's kind of instead of a Roxy's weekly challenge. I know Gayle doesn't have a challenge, but I saw her do a thing that I thought was really cool. So I wanted to try it and, you know, give her credit for the idea because she has cool ideas. So I've got my tracing paper here, and then a thing. This is just a file folder underneath it to kind of pick up the random stamping. And I have a bunch of stamps out. Now I did notice what I'm doing is yeah, let's tell you what I'm doing. I'm stamping tracing paper and making it into washi. You know, I've done fabric washi, I did postage stamp washi. Now I'm gonna try doing rubber stamp washi on tracing paper, because tracing paper, bleh, I can't talk. Because I really like the transparent look and how it helps you kind of build up cool layers. So I grabbed a bunch of stamps, and as I started to say, I noticed when Gayle did this, the larger stamps didn't work as well. So I mostly have small stamps. A lot of small stamps. So that's what I'm going to use. I have a few large pattern stamps that I want to try anyway, and I'm going to put a magazine under it to provide a cushion that'll hopefully help with the problem of getting an even image. So we'll see how that works. So I wanted to start with some of my stamps, as in stamps that I have carved. I've carved a bunch of stamps over the years, including some Halloweenish stamps. Especially, I love this one. This is my flying monkey. I'm very proud of him. And then I have a bat and a skull. I have another skull. I must have missed that one in the drawer. Anywho, I have enough here, certainly. I'm sure it's more than an hour's worth. But I like to have choices. So we're going to start with these. These are my branding stamps. I was doing like some cowgirl stuff at one time. And so I researched cattle brands and made several stamps, and this one has not fared as well as the others. They were a different kind of eraser, a different kind of rubber, but the stamp still works pretty good, so I'll use it. So let's get started. So I think I will start with just sepia ink, and I probably don't need this thing because these stamps are so skinny, but I thought it would help give me direction, maybe keep me on track. We'll see. See how well it works. Okay. Oh, that went like right to the edge, so that wasn't very straight. Okay, I'm not going to stamp these off yet because I think I'm going to do a couple rows. We'll see. But I need to carve some more stamps. I really love doing it. And I mean, these are not super hard to carve. You can get a really nice image, and And I love the sort of wood block look of the, you know, the bits around where you carve. So I hope everyone's doing good. I'm doing pretty good. I messed up my shoulder over the weekend, but it seems to be doing much better now. I was carrying the dog. Yes, the little 7.5 or 8 pound dog. And I carried her for too long. I usually hand her off to my husband, but I was not paying attention to the pain that was happening in my shoulder after a short while. And I was very sorry the next morning because my shoulder and back really hurt. So I had a day of icing and taking pain pills and having regret. That looks cool. I love that. That's going to be really fun on transparent, on the transparent tracing paper. Oh, speaking of Winnie, she must have heard her name. Do you want to say hi? You want to say hi to the people? Say hello. What's going on with you? Huh? What's going on with you? What are you doing? Yeah, what is that thing? Oh. Okay, so I'm trying to decide if I should leave that. I think I will do one more row next to it. And I'll just start with a different stamp so they don't line up exactly. That's about right. No, Winnie. Not right now, honey. Not right now, I told you. I'll do later. So maybe I'll do a, which one should I do now? I was gonna say maybe I'll do a carving stamps video sometime. I'm sure there's some out there, but I don't know. I think it's really fun. So sometimes I draw the designs, and sometimes I will trace something. Like I made a Captain Kirk stamp, and so I found a photograph of William Shatner, and I kind of traced the outlines and the, you know, I had to make it into basically a black and white, either shaded or not, picture. So that was a challenge. It came out pretty good though. It doesn't look exactly like the photograph, and that's fine. I didn't really want it to. I wanted it to look like my own thing. So that was fun. I've always wanted to do one of Audrey Hepburn, but I've never done that. I did do one, I think I drew it, of Amelia Earhart, and I did one of her wearing her flight helmet and one of her as a little girl. That's really cute. I haven't used those stamps in a while. I should pull those back out. Okay, so let's stamp these off. And then maybe we'll do a skull. Okay. All right, I'm gonna move these. Okay, let's do this in black. I think that's black. Black soot, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Very good. So somebody was saying, you know, commenting on Gayle's video that a lot of people don't have the double-sided tape, and because that's what Gayle was using on the back of her washi strips that she made like this. And they said, you know, they're just going to use a glue stick, which that's fine. That works fine on tracing paper. But now I'm thinking, you know, it's probably more that it's easier to store when you use the double-sided tape, because if you don't and you just cut up the strips of tracing paper, they're going to be kind of flimsy and maybe harder to store without them getting, you know, folded and crushed, and so they might not keep as well. So you might have to put them in an envelope or something. I don't know how you would store them well. Maybe you just don't cut them until you're going to use them, but that's kind of a pain. Then you'd probably be less likely to use them. Okay, we'll do a little half a skull. Let's do the whole thing. That's what the folder is for underneath, to the part that's off the paper. I've got a sweatshirt on, but now I'm hot. All this hard work is making me hot. Gotta take it off. Hold up. Okay. That's better. All right, skull is done. How about the monkey? What color should we do the monkey? Should we do it black? I don't know. Black or red? I think black. Okay, so if I do it like that, if I do it like that, then it's straight. I think it's straight, mostly. But maybe I don't want to do it like that. Maybe I'll do it this way. Yeah, let me try that. Looking good. Is anybody doing anything fun for Halloween? We haven't really made plans yet, but my son is 14, so I'm thinking like a haunted house would be fun to go to. We went to one at the state fair, but it was mostly just super noisy, which I don't like. I don't find it scary so much as annoying and headache inducing. We usually stay home and give out candy. We're in an urban area, so we do have some kids come. Not a ton, not as many as used to, but there's still some. My son's usually torn between wanting to go out trick-or-treating himself and staying home to give out candy and or stand outside and scare the kids when they come up. He's done that before. That's been pretty fun, especially when he scares the adults. Okay. That's good. And how about I will do these the same orientation, like so that you can, you know, put them across a page and they'll be right side up. I think it's good to think about that when you're stamping these, to consider which way you're more likely to use that image, horizontal or vertical, and then stamp them accordingly. I usually like watching scary movies and or reading scary books in October, like the whole month. I haven't really found a scary book, a new one, I mean. I don't really reread books, hardly ever, because there's just too many new ones that I want to read, so why would I spend some of my precious time rereading something when I could read something new? Although I have heard, like, you know, if it's some kind of classic, or if you really liked it when you read it the first time, it's interesting to read it like later in your life, and it's a different experience because of who you are and how different you might be from the first time you read it. But I haven't felt compelled to reread anything so far. I guess I did, okay, I have to take that back because I have reread a few children's books. I reread A Wrinkle in Time, which was my favorite book. I reread that as an adult when it came out as a graphic novel. It seemed much shorter, and I don't know if that's because of the form, the graphic novel form, or if it just seemed longer when I was a kid because I didn't read as fast, you know? Not sure. Okay, this one we will do a different color. Let's do peach. Again, the coral one. Yeah, abandoned coral. And I'm just going to pull this over a little bit. I don't want to get on that fold. Okay, maybe now. Yeah, this is getting like not very straight. Let's try to get back straight. So how far? Huh? I don't really care what size each one of these is. Doesn't matter to me. Whether I use the tape or not, because I mean, if I use the tape and I have to use 2 strips, I would just do like a strip on either side of the width. I don't think it has to have glue all over it to stay, if you see what I'm saying. Okay. Cool. Okay, I turned it around. There. I think there's some black on this, like there and there. Maybe I can get that off. There's my water bottle. I'm not great about cleaning my stamps. Kind of like Rachel, just stamp it off and that's clean enough. It's just too much work to clean them. Let's see. Yeah, I did switch it. Cool. Okay, one more on that row. A little more, okay. Okay, I'm thinking doing another row of this green because I really like this stamp. Whoop. Maybe this green, the fern green. And I'll put this over. Oh, and I should move over the paper. Okay. Go ahead and spray it with water and then wipe it off. When I say wipe, I mean blot, because don't want to be wiping it across on these stamps. They're a little delicate, you know, the ones that I've carved, I mean. I don't want any chunks to come off. I love this color. So fun. What's next? Did those. Let's do this one in a darker green. How about evergreen bough? Just stay up here and see. Yeah, I like that color. I was kind of thinking I'd do two. Like that. So I'm tilting it a little, you know, like this and that. Not quite that much, but probably should have put them closer together, but I don't know. I think I'll probably just use these like this one, probably one chunk at a time anyway, so it doesn't matter if they're close together or not, because I'll probably just cut off one, you know. And I think I would like to have this, oh, let's get a little close, so that I can go horizontal. So I'll do one more row of this, maybe in a different green. I think I'll do the fern green. Oops, something fell. Okay, scoochie over. There we go, okay. Oh, this needs to be taller. I'm gonna go this way. That's about right. Also, well, no, both edges of this are cut, so it doesn't matter. All right, like that. Oh, dang it. My arm's stuck. But there's no ink on my arm, so that's good. That means it's dry on that end. Not the best method to find out whether or not it's dry. Okay. Yeah. I like this. I like it this direction better, I think. Okay. Alright, that's enough of that one. Let's do something not a plant. How about a ladybug? I'll do that. And fired brick. I think I'll do 2 rows because I like this stamp, so I'll use it. But I think I would use it either direction, either up and down or across. So I'll do both. That's annoying, but I think I'll just have to. Well, I can try and wipe it off. But it's such a pain in the butt. You know, maybe I can just cut so I don't get the most of that. I have to not push down. If I just tap it, then I don't get the ink on the edges. Ah! Okay. I'm trying to get them closer together, but it's hard to tell. Where they are. Ah, did it again. Yeah, see, if I tap it to get ink on it, it's just not getting enough. I don't think it is. Let's see if that works. If I drag it across the ink pad. Yeah, that's darker. I know this is very fussy. I think they're slowly moving over that way. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay, Winnie. I think she hears kids playing outside. All right, one more. Ooh, a lot on that one. I'm gonna have very red fingers. Okay, let's try and do one sideways. Not straight. Oh well, doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. I'm overlapping it. Ooh, I do have some black on my arm. Oh well. Just gonna put that there. I don't really want a black arm. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, I'm trying to overlap it what looks like halfway onto the previous stamp, and that seems to get it right next to. I'll see. As soon as I say that, it doesn't work. Damn it. I mean, darn it. Okay, we'll just pretend like that was a outlier. Okay. He's trying to escape. I should have just kept my mouth shut. I'm not going to worry about the ink on the top because I'll just cut that off. my gosh. I can't believe I've been doing this almost an hour already. It seems like I just started. And I feel like I could do this for hours. And I probably will. Well, I'll do a big one next and show you what I mean about using a magazine underneath to try and even out the stamp image that you get. Hopefully it will work. That's pretty good. It's straighter than that one. Okay, where's my lid? There we go. Okay, stamp it off, wipe it off. And okay, so this is a big one I have that I never use, but I love it. So I'm thinking maybe if I cut it into washi strips, I'll be more likely to use it. So I'm gonna try and stamp it, stamp the whole thing, you know, so it takes up more than an inch. It takes up whatever that is. And then when I cut it, I'll cut it into strips. So I'm obviously going to need a different piece of paper. There's not much left on this one. But here's what we've got on that one. It looks pretty cool. I like it. Oops. Okay, let's see. You know what? We can just use the pad of tracing paper itself. Just pull off another sheet. And then, don't need those. Let's do it on the other side where there's no ink. Okay. So, what ink should I use? Let's just use sepia. This is an older stamp, so I don't know if it's good anymore. You know, sometimes the older stamps kind of warp if they're big like this, and then when you stamp it, you'll be like missing the part in the middle. Right now it's not getting ink over here, so I'm wondering. At least with this ink I can tell where there is ink. Okay. It looks like it's getting ink pretty much everywhere. Maybe a little bit less this edge. Okay. Alright, so I will stand up. And let's just go right in the corner. Oh, I might have went a little too far up the top. That's pretty good. Yeah, I missed the line on the top, but that's okay. I don't care about that. Yeah, that came out pretty well. Okay. Let's do one more. That's the table. When I push down, it's squeaking. Okay. That's great. Okay, well, we're right close to an hour here, so I think I will stop there. That's weird, the clock hand. I like that on the stamp. Okay, so maybe in the next video, I will show you how I use these. I'll find something to use them on. So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope this was fun and gets you to get out your rubber stamps and have a play. So I will just see you in the next video. Bye. Hi guys, I'm back. I wanted to show you the results, and I thought it'd be easier to just come back on video than to take pictures of all the tracing papers, because I think that's going to be hard to show. Anywho, so I ended up doing this for hours, like I said. Like I said, I probably would. And I made 9 pages, and I used tons of my stamps, which was really fun. That was really nice to be able to use rubber stamps that I really like, but I don't use a lot, and I feel like this will make them easier to use because they'll be handy on these washi sheets. So that's pretty cool. So I'll just go through and show you the sheets that I made. So this one's got, this is like a border stamp. This is a, looks like a dandelion to me. I don't know, it might be a flower. This is some little stamp. It's like leaves with berries. This is a nest with eggs. I don't know if you can tell. So most of these I used dye inks, like the Distress inks, the Tim Holtz Distress inks. Most of them are. This one is all from my little quilt pattern stamps. So that was really fun. I liked how those turned out. So these are the same one, I just rotated. And then some of them, like this one, he has a long tail, and so I didn't want to just do, you know, a bunch of him lined it up the same direction, because then I wouldn't get very many in a row. So I did kind of alternating directions, so I could fit more of him on a line. So that was fun. I liked how that turned out. This one is a combination of some different scrolly stamps, and I just, you know, bordered the space so that it wouldn't bleed into the other spaces. And I like how that came out. It was a little tricky to do, but I like how it came out. This one's a little funky. Obviously I got way off going straight there, so I just put a little doodle in there. This one and this one I did overstamping. So I did it in one color and then I went back and did it in another color that would complement, so they would complement each other. The tulip is a little harder to see because it's got the, I don't know, a couple of the distress inks that are really light colors. But, you know, it was an experiment. Some things turned out better than other things. Like this. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that or not. It looks scarier than I thought it would. I mean, it's kind of a crazy stamp already, but it looks even scarier now. I like this little guy. He's fun. I like the sunflower seeds. I did those in 2 different colors. But I'll probably just cut it out as one piece. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So this is one that was carved that I bought from an Instagram artist. And this is one I wanted to tell you about. Okay, this and this are the same stamp, but they're different inks. This one is Distress ink, the reddish one, and the blue-green one is the VersaFine Clair, and it is pigment ink, and I think that's why the ink seems to have spread out. And now it just looks like a blob. So I'm not going to use that again on, at least on tracing paper. Didn't work so well. So there's the tip for you. Don't use pigment ink on tracing paper if you're stamping. These were some little tiny stamps I had. It's 2 different stamps of birds, like sitting, or you're viewing them from different directions. And this is a little hard to see. It's a bumblebee, a little one. Okay. Oh, that looks awful. Look at that. Ugh. It just looks like mud. That's what it should look like. Oh, that's too bad. And these didn't really come out. That's why I changed colors partway through. Because these are just so light. I don't think you'll be able to see them. Oops. That's that bunny that's upside down. This guy. And here's the sheet with the big one, the big stamp. And this was another big stamp, but I only used part of it because I didn't want the whole thing. This one's kind of a funny one. Little crying boy. Not sure what I'll use that on. And last but not least, the first one that we stamped. Okay, so that is it. And like I said, I'll do another video where I use these and play with them some more. Cut them out, stick them on stuff. So until the next video, I hope you are all well and have fun craft time to play. Oh, and I'm gonna save these were my little border things, and I did some stamping off on those, and I really like how this one looks now, so I think I'm gonna save that and use it for something. And this one I think I'll just do more off stamping on, and hopefully it'll look fun like this one, and then I can use it for a pocket or something. Something. Alright, until the next video then, take care. I'll see you later. Bye.